in Paris, there's a worldwide renowned piece of architecture called the Eiffel Tower. There's some fucking dude, his name is Eiffel. Why the fuck did he do that? I'll tell you why. Because he wanted his name forever associated with Paris. I'm the elite in Paris. I have left my stamp on the city of Paris, the culture of Paris, the future of Paris, for the whole world to know and say my name. It's the Eiffel Tower. Your average person doesn't think of that. You're saying it's the tower of that dude. Let's say your name is John. That's John's Tower. The Eiffel Tower, John's Tower. John Tower. So what's motivating him to build or create such a piece of architecture which is amazing? Now, I have nothing against the Eiffel Tower. I don't give a fuck about the Eiffel Tower. Neither do I give a fuck about Paris. What I'm trying to say is that what's the motivation? What's the engine moving that person forward? Stimulating and activating his mind to come up with a thing called an Eiffel Tower. In the first place, he has to have an idea. Where did he get the idea from? What propelled him to such a place in the mental potential to come up with that? I'll tell you, it's certainly not love. Lust, greed, ego, anger, attachment. I'm not saying this in a negative way. That means this person is suffering and is in deficit. Internally, that person's in anguish. That person wants to prove to others that he is a royal engineer, a royal architect, that he also can be at the very top of society and influence society. That person wants social power. That's his motivating engine. He wants to be remembered. He wants his name to be echoed in eternity. That's his motivation. Now, it's that fire that is illuminating his mind to come up with such an idea. Now, I don't want to remove the idea. I have nothing against the idea. I have nothing against the process either. This is not even a criticism. This is a commentary. That's how it works. So that whole thing that you're seeing is a testimony. Today, it's Eiffel Tower equals France, and France has taken it. Well, it's what sponsored it. But the point is, this is a guy's thing. Yeah, but where did the idea come from? It didn't come from him. It came from somewhere in the mind. Some kind of power or deity or picture or image. That thing is alive. It came, it appeared. And it was found due to those specific energies activated in the right person. So the purpose of that thing is what? Suck attention. At the end of the day, it's not there to enlighten you. When you look at it, you don't become enlightened, do you? Once upon a time, there was architecture that was designed literally to enlighten you. A yantra, which is a drawing, is designed to guide your mind towards stillness. That's an old Vedic technology. It's a drawing. You could make it into real. And you can make buildings into that. If you don't know what it is, type it on Dr. Google, and Google will tell you. So these were technologies that, so first is a design, in order to bring your mind to stillness. You see what I'm trying to say? So I'm just giving you a perspective. Well, I promise you, whatever the Eiffel Tower is, its purpose is not to lead you towards yourself. Its purpose is to worship an idea, a country, a city, a culture. And he gets to now be the ambassador, as long as this fucking city stands, of France, of Paris. The whole world knows the Eiffel Tower. And when you think the Eiffel Tower, you think two things, Paris and France. And then you say French and culture, and their shit food, and their lovely women. Isn't that right? It's exactly what you think. Then you have a certain texture in your mind. Then you hear some certain kinds of sound that you've been to Paris so you know them, or you've seen them in movies, with certain kind of feelings, certain kind of air, certain kind of flooring. Then you think about museums. Instantly, one picture, poof, you're instantly there. Metaverse. That person, because of his ambition, his lust, is now forever connected to the culture of an entire country. That's a lot of power. Every time you say Eiffel, you're saying his name. Every time a person goes to France and they want to see the Eiffel Tower, they're saying his name. Well, who's Eiffel? What made Eiffel the person? It's clearly not the person. That's just a bunch of cells put together that last for 50, 60 years and then they decay. It's over. Whatever made Eiffel is a power, an intelligence. And every time you say that name, it's feeding that. This is not saying this is bad. I'm just saying how it works. So clearly, the purpose of that tower is not to enlighten you. It's to feed something and to nourish something that's not necessarily to your advantage. Not necessarily evil, but not necessarily to your advantage either. What the fuck do you care that Paris is awesome? Is it really awesome? Is anything awesome? I'll tell you what's awesome. The sun is awesome. That's what's awesome. You want to know something else that's awesome? The moon is awesome. You want to know what else is awesome? A fucking spider is awesome. You know what else is awesome? An ant. A fucking dog is awesome. You know what I love? I love fucking cats. You want to see a fucking piece of engineering? Look at a cat. What a creature. It's so agile. I love it. I love it. Look at it. How do you fucking do that? That's awesome. Anyways, all this to say, things are not what they seem. Again, this is not a criticism, it's a commentary. So to enlighten those people of you who have enough intelligence to understand what I'm saying, to realize that what you see and what modern so-called culture presents is a facade. There's something behind it. Now, I have nothing against the Eiffel Tower. I've seen it a few times. It's great, whatever. It's a fucking Eiffel Tower or whatever. Who cares? Who cares? You understand? It's another construction. It's another thing to entertain you. Does it change anything in my life? Unless I'm a pseudo wannabe traveler and I want to impress some woman and say I've been to France. Oh my God, and she hasn't been to France? That's the only thing I get from the Eiffel Tower. That's all I'm going to get. Maybe I'm going to impress a girl for 5 minutes. Oh, you've been there. I've always wanted to be there. Oh, right. That's all you may get because it gives you a certain status because Paris has a status. The Eiffel Tower is associated to it. That's all you're going to get. Besides that, nothing else. My inner constitution hasn't changed unless I'm an architect and I'm studying architecture and I've learned something about architecture. Nothing's changed. I'm the same person. I've gone to the top, looked at the entire city. Wow, I marvel at the circles. Woo-hoo-hoo, wonderful. Then you go home and your life still sucks. You're still the same miserable, pathetic individual. Your mind hasn't changed. Well, what if the same technology, which is in this case, we're talking about architecture or engineering, but we're originally speaking about music, can be used to genuinely affect your mind, to genuinely help you navigate through your mind to a solution. So I'm a DJ, an MC also, and when I have ceremonies, I use all these sounds as medicine. More on that some other time.